I know I've already met Nick, but I can meet him again. I don't mind. I know I've already met Nick, but I can meet him again. I don't mind. I can meet him again. I don't mind. No, Alan, put your wallet away. I can meet him again. I don't mind. No, Alan, put your wallet away. I can meet him again. I don't mind. I can meet him again. I don't mind. I can meet him again. I don't mind. Meet him again, I don't mind. Put your wallet away. Put your wallet away. Put your wallet away. Put your wallet away. I know I've already met Nick, but I can meet him again, I don't mind. I know I've already met Nick, but I can meet him again, I don't mind. I know I've already met Nick, but I can meet him again, I don't mind.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning on your bike, Scott. And good morning, Luke, and good morning, everyone else and the viewers. How you doing, Al?
Yeah, not too bad this morning, mate. Not too bad. Yeah, so just still getting over a horrible weekend again.
Yeah,
but as a Spurs fan, we're used to it, really, aren't we, mate?
Yeah, I mean, look. I think I was saying this the other day. I'd hate to be like a team that's between like 10th and 14th and not, there'd be no excitement because you're going to finish 10th to 14th. At least with us, you don't know what's going to happen. Daily, hourly, everything's changing. So
Exactamundo, yeah.
What can you say apart from another?
Good morning, Ben.
Another week, another week of. Well, what can we say? Just absolute toilet performance. I was talking to Rez yesterday. I was debating not going to Leicester because I was that pissed off. But I'm all right now. So I'm going to be there at Leicester. So I've kind of got over my little hissy fit. So I guess let's get into it. I mean, another game. No shots on target. Good. What? Good. There was another game. No shots on target, or good because I'm going to Leicester. I think it's probably I'm going to Leicester. Another game where no shots on target. Pretty dire performance. We could have lost again. Tony with a couple of, Tony with the header off his shoulder and. They hit the post right at the end. So, what were your thoughts on the game, Alan?
Well, to be honest with you, they look a team that just got no transition. There's no transition there, is there? So like the passing is so slow. The first half, they don't want to do anything apart from defend, hopefully get a break. And then the second half, it's a case of they step up a little bit, but still not fast enough. I know it's so hard to how to describe it. I mean, Kane's being marked out of games, and he's not got the pace to get away from players. And then you've got Sonny. If you go back and look at the Everton and the Leeds game, he was pulling his defender all over the place, making space. And then when you got Emerson as wing back, that loses the ball every time he gets in their half. Yeah, there's not hope. There ain't no hope at the moment. To be honest with you, I've gone from very confident to making fourth to very worried.
Well, look, I think I went on We Are Tottenham TV afterwards to just kind of give my thoughts, and I think, look, there's the normal reaction where Spurs fans lose their mind, start going crazy and going, oh, it's Conte's fault, it's the players' fault, it's the weather's fault, it's everyone's fault, and everyone kind of loses their mind, and I think we just need to be a bit more grounded, right? Because look, if you'd have said to any Spurs fan with 5 games to go, what would you take being in 5th, 2 points behind? everyone I think would say yes, right?
Yeah.
After
Oh
what
yeah.
happened,
Yeah.
especially what happened after Nuno and everything else, right?
Yeah.
So look, it's not great. It's not. It wasn't. It wasn't the win that we needed. Obviously, we know that the filth down the road, out of let's just say corruption,
Miraculously get 6 points
corruption
in 2
against
games.
Chelsea. Um, you know, unbelievable decisions where Ronaldo's not taking a penalty. A couple of other decisions that could have gone. Man, you should have potentially had one or maybe more penalties.
Yeah.
It all seems to be going against us. Whereas whereas the last week it was kind of going our way. So I think, look, the fat lady hasn't sung. I haven't sung. So until that point, mathematically, we can still get, fourth. And until the time is that we can't, I think we need to stay positive and we need to believe. Yes, we expected a reaction. We didn't get a reaction. And I think that we need to, um, um, you know, um, just stay together. And I think the most important thing is that what happens on Sunday is that we are positive and we get behind the players for the whole 90 minutes. We don't start groaning. We're loud and we support. I don't know
Yeah.
what you think, Al.
Mate, I'll tell you something. I mean, one of my best seasons in the stadium as a kid was the year we were playing in the second division, and the atmosphere was like rocking every game. That lifts the players. You can be a 12th man. You get your critics saying, "Well, the players have got to do it to give us a lift." Well, what? Try giving them the lift first, and then later on, if it don't work, then perhaps get on. But they don't need to be hearing you screaming, whining at them, and not giving them the support. Some of our best performances this season have been when it's been the crowd has been rocking. And it goes to show. I mean, that game against Man City at the start of the season, I can't remember hearing us being quiet. All right. We put in the challenges, we scored the winning goal, blah, 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 blah. I mean, I looked at something last night. Man City have only lost 3 games this season in the league. And 2 of them are being us.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's other things that are going on, which I guess we'll talk about a little bit later once we've gone through the game. I don't think it'll take too long because it's pretty. Yeah. But yeah, look, I think we need to, we need to back them. My worry is that we get Leicester on Sunday is that we have a slow 15, 20, 25 minutes. The crowd start getting on their backs. And then that doesn't help. I mean, ultimately, and that's how I see it personally, kind of going. So I just feel we just need to be together and just be as one. I mean, Paddy sums it up, and I guess we'll just go straight into it in terms of the rumours of Conte to PSG and the last 2 performances. I think it's for me it just goes to show that the media, other teams, even some of our own fans don't want us to get top 4 because they want to create this divide. And obviously, this is football, right? Mauricio Pochettino wins the championship, and within 24 hours they're talking about him leaving, right? So I guess that was going to come in anyway, right? And we knew that was going to come, but then the nonsense of Conte's offered his services. I mean, people in the chat, Alan, what do you think of it all?
I think, to be honest with you, the Conte, it's either his people putting it out to the media to try and get Levy to step up quickly and start operating a lot earlier. I don't see truth in it. I don't know why. I just don't see any truth in it because I'm not being funny. I think PSG PSG want to go for a manager that's won the Champions League, and Conte hasn't, and Zidane's out there. So why don't And there was rumours way back that they were going for Zidane. So I'm taking it with a pinch of salt, a large pinch of salt. To be honest with you.
Okay, let's just say
speculation.
Obviously, we know Poch is going. Let's just say Conte Conte goes. Yeah, let's just say that happens. What does that mean for? Do you see Poch coming back?
Well, be honest with you, if it meant Conte going and it meant getting Poch that came back, I wouldn't be unhappy, because he knows what he's coming into, and there's a chance that he could try and rebuild the love again. There's a hope. You know what I mean? There's not that many more managers out there that. There's no manager out there that I was screaming, "Cool, get him! Let's get rid of Conte." You know what I mean? If I wanted to get rid of Conte, there's no manager out there I'm screaming, "Let's go and get him." I want to bring him in, and that includes Poch. We need to, as Dave has just said there, we need to move on from it. But at least he knows the process at the club, and he knows Levy.
Yeah. I think you're right, Al. But I think Dave's hit it spot on. The romanticism and the sentimentality that we have as Spurs fans. We replaced Gareth Bale with Gareth Bale.
Yeah.
There's rumours of replacing Christian Eriksen with Christian Eriksen, and to replace Poch, to do a rebuild that he wanted all this time with Poch. For me, there's only one place that the blame needs to be, and unfortunately that is at Levy's door. And look, if this is true, if this is true in terms of Conte's done what he's done, look, Tottenham Hotspur will always be there, whether Conte's there, Kane's there, or what have you.
We're there.
Or we're there, exactly. There will be fans, there'll be fans in 50 years' time, not on YouTube, on the metaverse, doing all these things, and that I have no actual clue. And I think a lot of people have said we don't want Poch back. Paddy, if Conte did leave, can we as fans read? No, we can't. We're 21 years into a 3-year project, so we'll be 26 years into a 3-year project. So for me, it sets off a bit of an avalanche, really, or a snowball effect, or whatever you want to do it. If Conte goes, Kane goes, and if Kane goes, then okay, it's fine. I'm not saying that we wouldn't be in there, but actually, eventually he's going to go. Eventually he's going to retire. So, would we be happy? No, but would we have to tolerate some interesting times? It's going to be interesting, I think. I don't know, Al.
Well, as I say, the 5-year program. If we haven't got a structure, we haven't got a structure where we know that the man that's below whoever can come in and take over. Like the old days with Liverpool. Liverpool had like the backroom boys come through, like hello Graham, come through on about 4 occasions. You know what I mean? Shankly I know, I can see their faces, but I can't remember all their names. But they had the boys coming through, knew the style. They'd all been involved with the club. At the moment, the only person, if we set Conte tomorrow, the only person that knows the structure in any way, shape, or form is Ryan Mason again. Yeah, so we're back to interim Ryan Mason for another 70 days again, or whatever.
Yeah,
we need to try and get something in place where, we need to be getting. I don't know how you do it today. I don't know how it happens today, but we need to get something in place so that we know that when one manager steps down, the next manager's coming in knowing what's happening. not changing everything, not changing the way we play. We want to get us. We need to find a system to play in, and we need to become like consistent at it.
Yeah,
We need consistency, and
and I think
that's not going to happen.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Look, we know the issues with the squad. We know the issues that there's, we can't do anything about the squad for another couple of months. Hopefully, unless we go lastminute.com like normal. But I think that there's a lot of just seen this morning and kind of jumping onto kind of the only real club I would see Poch going to is probably Real Madrid. Now Rudiger's looks like he's on the way there, and Mbappe as well. I wouldn't be surprised if Kane turned around and fancied going out there. And based on the history of Modric, Bale, and everything else going there, and Dave's right. Look, we're a club who make it up as we go along. A serious club would set out a clear plan for a rebuild. We're too half-hearted. Poch coming back would be another sticking plaster to a larger problem. Absolutely. And look, I just think, it's just a mess. It's just an absolute mess. And there's 4 days before, 4 days before the season ticket renewal date. And I reckon if we'd have won the last 2 games, then most people who were on the fence, let's say, to renewing their season ticket, would have definitely done it. But now the ones that are kind of umming and ahhing needs.
And I bet there's loads of them as well.
Yeah.
I've seen, you see a lot on Twitter and you see a lot here and on Facebook and all that. You're seeing messages saying, "Do I? Don't I? Do I? Don't I?"
Yeah, and Paddy's right. Conte needs to come out and say this is bullshit, basically. So, he needs to come out and say he's very good at coming out and calling out the players or the investment or the squad or anything else. So now it's his turn to show. Is this, he needs to come out in his press conference or make a statement and say this is rubbish. I'm here, or the best way he can do that is to sign a contract or extension to his contract.
It's got. I think, as I say, the biggest problem we've got at the moment is, especially with the season ticket. As I was saying to someone yesterday, I think it might have been Johnny. At the end of the day, it's been getting earlier and earlier every year. Now we know Conte will want his main players in by the 1st of July.
Yeah.
Know that. The only thing I think of is Levy. He's brought it to this date, knowing that he's only got 2 months to work. If he left it to the 29th of May, he's then only got the money. He won't take it out of his own pocket. If he won't take it out of his own pocket and think, "Oh well, I'll have that money back in a month." Blah, blah, blah. So that's the only thing I think of. He's done it early, so that he can go for it. It gives him 2 months because I can't see Conte. I can see Conte walking if he hasn't got his players in by the first day of pre-season.
Yeah, and obviously it's going to be a bit strange with the World Cup halfway through the season. Yeah. But yeah, what do you think? I think Ben's put Conte wants the rumours to light the fire under Levy and Paratici's arses. Maybe that's the thing to say. Look, we're all here, but I don't know whether you saw at the end of the game yesterday when the final whistle went, he kind of walked down the touchline and just went like that, He sort of rolled his eyes back, and what with all this that's going on, do you see? And I know people have talked about it. If Conte goes, if Kane goes, what's that mean for Levy? But do you think what do you think is the future of Levy with all the nonsense that's kind of going on?
At the end of the day, however much we don't like it, Levy has got he's holding the main card. It's his club. Not his club. He's part of the board. He's COO, and unless someone with a higher power comes in and boots him out, because sort of like the 3 or 4 Muppets he's got on the board with him. You know, they're his puppets. You know what I mean? And they ain't going to lose. Even if they are losing confidence with him, they won't gang up against him because they're not strong enough. You know what I mean? They're not strong enough. At the end of the day, as many people have said, all Tottenham care about and Enoch care about is making sure that we make a profit at the end of every season. I mean, and the thing is, considering that this profit don't show to go in their pockets, I don't know where it goes. I don't know where it goes because, you know, it's showing not going in their pockets, but it's got to be going somewhere.
Yeah,
You know,
and I think and I go back to what I said at the start in terms of the fan base and everyone being divided. I think this is our opportunity to become as one. You know, I think the issue, you know, people go, oh, it's Conte, oh, it's how can you blame Levy? Ultimately, those players on the pitch are down to the investment in the squad, and that investment in the squad ultimately comes from him.
well,
You know,
to be honest with you, I totally agree. The investment comes from him, right? But the problem is, you sack Pochettino, you bring in another manager. That manager is going to want to buy players, right? So he buys his players. Then another manager gets sacked, and he wants to buy his players, and then so on and so on. Well, eventually you've got a squad of 25 players, and they're all split up into six different managers. And because Levy wants silly prices to get rid of them, we can't get rid of them. I mean, we've got one of the biggest hurdles going in the summer.
Yeah.
And Dembele's coming back. Who's going to buy him? Who's going to want him? You know, and there's someone out. I think I can't remember who it was who took the mickey out on Tommy's show last night. Someone said about him going over to China. Aaron, him going over to China. That'd be our only hope because I can't see any other European league picking him up. He hasn't done anything.
So I guess we talk about the squad. We talk about that. Ben brought a comment out earlier. Emerson Royale. You know, Ben says, "Do you boys change our right back for the next game?" Emerson clearly is a massive problem going forward. I mean, for me, just before I come to you, Al, and then open it up to the people in the chat. I think there's two things to this. I think there's been a bit of a thing with Stevie B or Mora being asked to play at right wing back, and they've refused, which is why I think Stevie B's not necessarily been given the time, that he wanted. But I don't know. Do we try and change it? I mean, Cess had his chance to prove himself on Saturday and didn't take it because obviously I was talking about maybe playing Cess as an inverted right wing back, but then obviously Kulusevski's inverted as well, so it makes it. Then Doris the tea lady, yeah, Dave. Doris the tea lady, we'd love to. I think we'd have there. So, what do we do? What do we do at right back? Do we just have to accept that? I think the thing is that he was brought in as a right back under Nuno because that's what Nuno wanted, and now we're having to move him into a right wing back role. The same with Reguilon, is more a left back, not a left wing back. It's the whole square pegs in round holes again. But what do you think? What do you think about Royale? And I think we know what you think about Royale, but
with Cess, at the end of the day, so like it was his first game back after a few games, so it could be a case that he's just taking time to get his match fitness because it's not as if they've. I don't know if he's been playing for the under-23s to help get himself fit or anything, or what. I don't know. So that could be a case of that. Emerson Royale is a right back, and he's not a brilliant right back, but he's an okay right back. He's definitely not a wing back. He's not got the pace, he's not got the skill, and he's not got the speed to be able to get up that wing and he can't cross the ball to save his life. Now, I'm not being funny, right? But if Bergwijn has turned around and says, "No, I don't want to try and play that position," then don't pay him any wages. We're asking you to play football for the team. Yeah, I know we bought you as a forward, right? But you could be our only hope to help us out for this small period. So it's either a case of he's down tools totally, and he's just waiting for the move to go in the summer himself. But I mean, at the end of the day, I won't pay him. I won't pay him a wage if he don't want to try and help out, because he can. I must admit, I wouldn't be shocked to see Mora start there on Monday, on Sunday, or they use Kulusevski and Mora in that too. I mean, don't know how it'll work, but
Yeah, look, I think we're just trying to, we've. I mean, I don't really understand what we need to do. These guys have had no European football. Conte's called on Kane, Son, and Lloris, to get the, get the, drive the team to top four. The rest of the players, I don't know what they're thinking. They don't want it, but they're not good enough. Clearly,
no.
I actually thought we looked slightly better when actually Sanchez came on and Davis went on the left.
Yeah.
Which everyone was going, why Sanchez? What are we trying to do? What
Yeah, well, I think with the way Tony was causing us trouble with the deal, I think he was mostly was brought on just for that little bit more of an aerial. And at the end of the day, Davis, he can whip in a good cross. You know what I mean? He can whip in a good cross. So perhaps the fact that Sanchez, do you know what I mean? Forgetting our own players that played the other day.
they were that good, Al, that you forgot who was on the pitch.
Yeah, I mean, that cross at Sessegnon, it just so happened when he put that cross over, the camera spanned straight onto Conte, and Conte thought, you could see Conte's face as if to say, well, what the fuck was that meant to be? What the hell was that meant to be? You expect it. Yeah, okay, you're going to get bad crosses, but there's bad crosses, and you expect it better with him than you. Yeah, if it had been Emerson, he would have mostly gone, yeah, okay, I should expect it. But I think Sessegnon is meant to have a decent left foot. So I don't know. As I say, it really worries me. It really worries me.
Okay, I guess we go on to the quality of the squad. I think we've spoke about this on various streams, various shows, our own show. What there's loads of free agents in the summer.
Well, they're free. They're free, but they'll have their signing on fees.
Absolutely.
And
but
I mean, Bell will be getting £20 million to go and play for whoever he wants to play for. Saying it's stupid. So
Coover's up for putting shot collars on the players and give the controls to the crowd. The downside to this is poor Harry Winks will be sporting Marge Simpson style hair for the whole season.
Coover, you're quality, man. You're quality.
I mean, look, we know that 11 that we normally start with. Now that the 11 we have to start with Doherty out. I guess it's a shame that Tanganga's injured, because I guess that may have been an option. I know he was kind of thrown in at the start of the season and thrown in at left back, right back, centre back, and it kind of didn't help him. And for me, I think he needs a season out on loan to get some regular football. But does it? That. I don't know when I'm looking at. I mean, if we look at that game, I mean, I don't know whether you watched the Merseyside derby yesterday.
I tried to,
but Liverpool took off Keita and Mane and brought on Diaz, and who else did they bring on? I can't remember who it was. Diaz and someone else, and that's what we're talking about backup. backup strikers. We're talking about backup. But no, we need a squad. This is part of the problem for me, is that
Yeah.
these players are. And Dave hits the nail on the head. The bench is laughable. When you look at our bench, and you're looking on people to come on and change a game, you've got what? Mora, Bergwijn, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. And even Mora and Bergwijn have not, Mora at the start of the season looked to be our best player. And he's just, for whatever reason, gone into his shell.
Yeah.
I don't know where we, I know that this first 11 is not good enough. And I think, for me, the last two games where we've been overrunning midfield, where teams have played three in midfield against Bentancur and Højbjerg. Bentancur and Kulusevski have almost been non-existent in the last two games. And again, it's not necessarily their fault because we go back.
I think the game against Brighton, they both picked up yellow cards early, and plus I think Bentancur was carrying a bit of a knock. So I think that took them. I think that knocked them down a few pegs there. But when it comes to our 25-man squad, you've got about 5 players that can mostly might get into other teams that are around the top 6. You know what I mean? Might get in. You've only got Kane that would get in everyone's team.
And Son.
Yeah, and Son. Kane and Son. They're the only 2 players that would get in any other team in the Premier League, or want to get in any team. Yeah. I mean, a few weeks ago, before the Brighton game, we was all saying what a spine we got. Well, I was saying it. We look like we've got a right decent spine there. And it's like it's been in a car crash. It really looks like it's been in a car crash, and it's been that spine has just totally crumbled. There just doesn't seem to be. Seem to be anything there, and it's worrying. I mean,
do you
Dyer.
think this?
I mean, Dyer's performance on Saturday was absolutely abysmal. He's passing.
Do we do we think it's down to the mentality or their ability, or a bit of both?
No, it's down to the fact that Levy ain't putting his hand in his pocket for 10 years, and at the end of the day, kept the squad rolling. I mean, even the fact that realistically, I can't remember who it was. It was on another stream over the weekend. We haven't really got much youth. You know what I mean? We ain't got no one knocking on the. Don't think we have anyone from the youth knocking on the door. It's like you got over the years. You see Liverpool with Harvey Elliott and blah blah and blah blah blah. These players are coming through. We don't seem to have anyone doing that apart from Skip. But one player into like every 3 years ain't no good. You need to be bringing 2 or 3 players a year.
Yeah, and I think Ryan says, big up Ryan, we don't have enough pegs, and Kuva says it feels like we don't have any holes either at the moment either. So it's just.
Well, we do have holes. We have holes everywhere and anywhere.
We have holes in the defence. We have holes in the holes in the midfield.
Yeah.
Look, and I think if we talk about what's going to change, I don't know. I don't know what's going to change over the next 5 games. But I think wouldn't it be Tottenham that we go up to Liverpool and we beat them?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
we've beaten Man City. We've beaten Man City twice this year. They've only lost 3 games all season. We've beaten Man City twice. So who knows?
Kuva says we have a giant hole as a chairman. Absolutely.
Unfortunately, I wish it weren't a hole so we could fill it in.
But I think, I think we just, I don't know where we see it going. I just think we just, as much as it's hard to say, we just need to try and be together, like I said. But let's look at the back pages and see let's see what's going on. Obviously, we touched on, Paris Saint-Germain set to sack Pochettino with Tottenham boss Conte in the frame. Bless you, Alan.
Thank you.
He does what he likes. I'm on a stream. I'll blow my nose. I won't go on mute. Chelsea may revisit a move for Sevillian France centre back Jules Koundé, 23 in the summer after obviously Rudiger will leave. Arsenal have taken steps to sign Napoli and Nigeria striker Victor Osimhen. I don't care if I've pronounced that right or not because it's talking about those idiots. Like we said this morning, Rudiger's expected to join Real Madrid, and that was obviously confirmed by Tuchel yesterday. Arsenal believe they can complete a summer deal for Gabriel Jesus. I think we touched on that last week. Chelsea and Tottenham are monitoring Inter Milan forward Martin Satriano, 21. So we know that he's going to go to Chelsea then if we're in a race with Chelsea. What else? Roy Keane back in management, potentially at Hibernian. And Roma have joined the race for Juventus and Argentina forward Paulo Dybala. No surprises there. And Real Betis, are trying to sign Real Madrid in Spain playmaker Isco, 30. And that's about it, really. If we look at it, going on to the back pages, obviously there's a talk about, Tyson Fury retiring after his knockout win. Morning, Mr. Daigle. I think divide and rule. It says Origi seals double victory for Liverpool, but Lamps blast penalty call. I think, again, another shocking weekend for the referees. That was a blatant penalty. That was a blatant penalty for Everton when it was 0-0. I think for me, that Arsenal penalty was soft. That was given. I
couldn't work out what was going on there. I really couldn't work out. It was. I thought it must have been a handball as I was playing the ball through. That was a coming together, and it should have been offside. I don't see the penalty.
And I don't understand that. It's another weekend where it's not even being looked at. Mane yesterday as well, raising his hand, not once but twice, not being looked at.
But they want two things. As Sky want two things to happen, don't they? They want this Man City Liverpool thing to run to the end, and then they also want this Champions League to run at least until we play Arsenal. They at the end of the day they want top hitting when it comes to the final weekend of the season. Whether it be a Champions League place or the Championship being decided.
Yeah, and then obviously they're talking about the kind of the Daily Star, that well-known reliable source with PSG linked to Conte. And I don't really understand, the officiating in this country. They're supposed to be the best, but I don't think we've had a decent referee since Clattenburg probably. And even then he was
Clattenburg. He was the one that him and his assistant have failed to get the Spurs goal over the line against Man U.
No, I know, but I'm just trying to think. When you think of referees, you think of Kalina.
It's been a long time since we've had one over here. It's been a hell of a long time.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, I think they were better when they weren't professional. I think they were better then, but since they become professional, they've become very poor. And I mean, no disrespect, but when you've got an owner, a governor or head of the tree called Mike Riley, you ain't got a lot of hope anyway. You know what I mean? You've got a bunch of clowns there, a whole bloody lot of them.
Yeah, I know, and I just think it just makes a mockery of it. I think you're right. Sky do want one thing. They want Liverpool and Man City to go down to the last day, and they want the top four to go down to the North London derby, because that's what they've and I think Q was right. The game was better, and like you said, it is better without the way that the referees are at the moment. So I guess we haven't really touched. There's not really much to say on the Brentford game. Looking ahead to Leicester on Sunday. So obviously we've got We've got some birthdays to celebrate on the Saturday evening, which will
Excuse me,
what?
Saturday evening.
Yeah.
You're forgetting there's one before then.
Yeah, I know. Yours is on Thursday, but aren't we? We're doing
Wednesday. I made that mistake last week. Error.
Oh, so there you go. So that's your fault then, really.
Yeah.
Al's birthday is on Wednesday, everybody. So please
Tottenham
send him a message. And obviously we will. I'm sure we'll have something up our sleeves for Thursday's show. But yes, we have some. Birthdays on Saturday. So a bit like last weekend, we're going to do something. Not last weekend, the weekend before, where we went to see Ben at his coffee shop, and then Tottenham ruined that. And we're going to have a lovely evening, and hopefully the sun. At least we can't ruin that day. We could ruin the week. We could ruin the end. So, big up to Rez, Stel, and Ben, who will be celebrating, and anyone else that's around there. Kuva suggests Hot Chip Wednesday. Yeah, I don't know. I was more worried, Kuva, when I saw Rez doing it. If I was doing it, I think we'd have to have the paramedics on standby with the old what's it called, bloody paddles ready to shock him.
You need that. You need that even with a bite of chili sauce with me.
Oh, bloody hell! A bit of chili sauce and Al's
nothing,
gone.
mate.
He can't do nothing. Shelf-size Spurs funeral special.
You won't forget.
Oh dear. So yeah, let's talk about Leicester. What I don't know whether you saw their game. I think our game and Leicester's game was fighting out for the most boringest game of the weekend. What's your thoughts in terms of Leicester and what we do and everything else?
I think Leicester have got their eggs in that basket of Thursday's coming. They want to be. Leicester can't really get into any European position, can they? In the league. So I think they're about. It's possible, but it's like they'd have to win everything, and then let other teams would have to slip up. I think they're about 8 points off of 8 points off West Ham. I think 8 or 9 points off.
They're 10 points off West Ham. They've got 6 games, so 18 points. They get 60 points, so they can still get top 4.
Yeah.
if they also score 20 plus goals and everyone else loses, but
yeah. So at the end of the day, I think they're putting all their eggs in one basket, and that'll be on the European Europa Conference League.
So what are we hoping happens on Thursday then? They get a few injuries, or because I've just got a feeling. Obviously, Vardy was back on the bench, and he's just going to come and there's going to be some shithousery and all sorts going on.
Well,
Michael's going to have a blinder.
If they have Vardy playing against us, then we're going to have that problem that they're going to be waiting to counter us, not us counter them. So it's going to be another one of those games where it could be lastminute.com, someone scoring a goal, and whoever scores that'd be the winner.
Yeah.
But if I've got a funny feeling Vardy will play against in Europe, and I don't, if it's a close game, or they providing Leicester don't win too silly on Thursday night, if it's a close game, then I don't think they'll be risking too many players against us. I think they'll be playing more of a second string against us.
Look, I think that's their only their only way back in. If you win the Conference League, you get into the Europa
League. Yeah, you get into the Europa
so it's
League.
the same as the other Europa into Champions League.
Yeah.
So look, I mean, for me, I think the team itself is probably, you could put, I think Doris the tea lady at left wing back or right wing back. It doesn't really matter, but the rest of it is pretty much going to pick itself unless, I mean, I don't know. Do you think that we all said about at the start when there was this long period before games and it benefited us? Do you think now that it's having a negative impact on the way that we're playing because we almost we want a game to come along quicker to try and get it out of our system rather than what having the time to rest and recruit because we've had a hard game.
Yeah, well, as I say, they had the breaks where they was having the breaks where it was benefiting them. Then all of a sudden, they had the week up to Brighton, and nothing happened, and we had that poor performance, and then with just another poor performance. Yeah, as the boys said on the three Spurs boys, no shots on goal, 2 games, 1 point. It's poor. Last time we had that, it was Nuno. Last time we had that happen was Nuno.
What? Obviously, you're going, Alan, on Sunday. So what do we need to do? Do we? The last game you went to was
kidnap Emerson.
Kidnap Emerson. You don't fancy going in at right wing back then now on Sunday?
On my scooter, going up the wing. Oh well, please, I'll be faster than bloody Emerson.
Buzzing up that line, pinging balls left, right, and centre.
Yeah.
So, what do you think? What do you think? Do you think we need to? A lot of people saying the scooter will at least provide some strength on the flank. Absolutely.
And divots.
Yeah. Kuva caressed the mouse over the like button. It was like watching the scent of Danny Kiraku gently tickle Bow's nose. Oh, mate. He's not there at the weekend. I'm ever so. No, he's in Amsterdam with his girlfriend. His other love. So I'll just.
At least last time we weren't there, we won. We beat Newcastle, so you never know.
Yeah, exactly. His secondary love. I don't think he's his secondary love. But look, for me, I think we need to start fast. And if we do win, then Danny's not allowed to go to any other games the rest of the season. As much as that will break my heart, not seeing him, not smelling him, not hugging him, then that will do it. So, guys and girls in the comments, let us know what your thoughts are for Leicester and your score predictions, and we can go for that. For me, I think it's. I said it against Brentford. 3 points. I don't care. I still think that there's. I still think less than 70 points is going to get top 4. I think we've got 4 wins. We need to win 4. Luke thinks 0-0. Derek thinks 0-0. Al, what do you think? What scoreline are you going for?
2-0 Spurs. I think so. It happened. I just think I think Leicester playing in Europe and concentrating on that. I think it's going to give us an opportunity. I think we've got to take it.
Yeah. And do you think anything else happens in the other games that are happening? So you've got what have we got? We got Newcastle, Liverpool. So we're talking maybe with West Ham, and obviously Arsenal play after us.
Yeah, West Ham haven't got one fit centre back now, have they? Because at the end of the day, so the one that they did got sent off yesterday. So apparently they've got not one fit centre back. Which if they've not got one fit centre back to play in the Premier League, then how are they going to play against Eintracht Frankfurt? I know they still have one player. Dawson can play in that because he ain't going to be suspended. So perhaps their dream of winning that could be damaged if they ain't got no fit centre backs. Hopefully.
Yeah, that's a worry. Kuva's gone 4-0. Kane with all of them because it's Leicester. Yeah, that'd be nice. I just think we need, like we've said, we need a reaction. We need a win before going into that Liverpool game. Liverpool have got games coming thick and fast. I didn't think that they were. I didn't think it was they played that well. They've got a lot of games coming thick and fast. Like you said, Al, I think it was 10 games before they would have played us. Brian, with your interest in stats, you can piss off with your interest in stats.
Yeah, go back to bed, Mr. Daigle. It's too early.
Yeah, go back to bed. It's too early, especially for depressing fucking stats like that. Whoever's won the first game, the other team has has won the return match for the last few years. So yeah, look, I think we're coming up to the hour mark. I've got to go and rescue my car from 2 new front tyres. From there you go. So yeah, the Harris double, 2 hours of Al eating lunch. So we'll go on from Tottenham Tea and Toast for the next 2 hours. Al's, you're going to see what Al has for lunch.
Oh.
So Al, where can people find you? What's your plan? Brian, I know it's not your fault. It's Tottenham's. I know. I'm only jesting with you. Alan, what's your plans? Where can people find you on Sunday?
On Sunday,
so they can buy you a beer. Put your wallet away, Alan.
Shall I just put that? Well, if you got that picture in the background, that's where I'll be. Before an hour before kick-off, 2 hours before kick-off, I'll be inside the stadium, West End, level 1, opposite gate 106, having a bite and a quick pint.
Yeah, if anyone
Which I've got to pay because my daughter's going with me on Sunday, so she ain't paying me for it.
So we might have to do another
Al's life
to get him. I think we are going to update it for Thursday because we've got enough material to probably do about 3 or 4 new ones. So look, I think if you want to meet Alan, if you want his autograph, he's told you where he'll be. West Stand 106 level 1. Couple of hours before kickoff, he'll be there. To donate to the Buy Our One Drink Fund, please text 1991, and the current totalizer you can see is a lot of money. If we can get it maybe above 4 billion, then we could potentially use it to purchase the club. But yeah, from me, look, let's stay positive. We need to stay together. We need to try and not lose our minds, as difficult it is, because this is what Tottenham Hotspur do to you. And at the end of the day, 3 points and a win is what we do. And it's not over until the fat lady sings or I have to do a tune. And you certainly don't want to hear me singing a tune. That's for certain. But yeah, I think we'll have a bit of Al's life to lead us out. But apart from that, thanks for everyone in the comments. Please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Join us on Thursday, 7:00, with Rez and Johnny, myself and Alan. Maybe we'll have some appearances from.
I might kidnap Mickey Hazard on Wednesday because I'm going around with him on Wednesday night. So.
Oh, okay, yeah. Al's going to be there on Wednesday at the Legends Tour. So good luck, Mickey. Yeah, you can find us. You can find us here next Monday, where hopefully we will be talking about a Tottenham win, an Arsenal loss, and the march to top 4. So thanks everyone for joining us, and come on, you Spurs!
Come on, you Spurs!